Hello dear viewers, hopefully you people will be fine shine as usual, and that's what's my intention for you people. Dear viewers, today we are going to discuss the differences between the geometry of a molecule and shape of a molecule. So geometry of a molecule, okay, so let us to clarify the first point. Structure of a molecule based on the basis on the lone pair of electron and bond pair of electron. Dear viewers, in simple words, it means that the geometry of a molecule depend upon lone pair and bond pair. It means that we can, in case of geometry, we consider both lone pair of electron and bond pair of electron. When we draw an image of a molecules in consideration of lone pair of electron and bond pair of electron, that structure will be called the geometry of that particular molecule. But if we talk about shape of a molecule, so structure of a molecule on the basis of a lone pair of electron is called the shape of the molecule. Whenever we draw or consider shape of a molecules in which we do not consider lone pair, we only consider bond pair of electrons, so that structure will be called the shape of that particular molecule. Now consider the molecule of water. In this structure, if we talk, so oxygen, as we know that oxygen has 6 electron in its valence. Okay, so oxygen has shared 2 electron with each of hydrogen and bond and form a bond. Okay, so one bond and second bond, these are 2 hydrogen and they form a bond with oxygen. But oxygen has also 2 lone pair of electron, one is this and one is this one. If we consider the structure of this water molecule in consideration of these lone pair as well, so that will be called the geometry of that molecule, I mean water. And here I have written the geometry of water molecule as tetrahedral. But if we talk about the shape of a molecules, in this diagram, it is clear in this diagram there is no lone pair. I mean, we do not consider a lone pair of electrons in case of a shape of a molecule. So that shape will be called this will be called the shape of a molecule. I mean, that will be called the shape of a water molecule, which I have mentioned in here, that the shape of a molecule, water molecule, is band shape. Some people call it band shape, some people call it angular shape, some people call it V shape. All of these three are valid. But if we talk about how the second example, lone pair of electron are considered, as I told you that lone pair of electron and bond pair, both pair of electrons are considered in case of geometry of a molecule. And here in shape, only bond pair are considered but not lone pair. And second point, I have mentioned the lone pair of electron are not considered in case of shape. I hope this point is very clear, as I told you well recently with the help of example. Now the third point is that geometry of a molecule is closely related to the electronic geometry. I mean, electronic geometry or simple geometry are two similar concepts. Why we call it electronic geometry? We call it electronic geometry because we consider both the types of electrons in case of geometry, lone pairs and bond pairs of electron. But if we talk about shape, so shape is closely related to molecule geometry. I mean, molecule geometry or shapes are somehow a similar concept. Okay, in case of shape, we consider the shape or the structure of the whole molecules, excluding lone pair of electrons. Okay, point number 4 tell us that whenever we do not have any lone pair of electron on the central metal atom, so in this particular case the geometry and shape of a molecule will be the same. Okay, without lone pair is of electrons on the central metal atom is same shape as the geometry. Okay, no concept of lone pair exists. Look, in the case of shape, we do not integrate the concept of lone pair. I mean, we just omit the concept of lone pair. Now, dear viewers, consider this example. For example, boron trichloride. If we draw the structure of boron trichloride, it will be like this. Okay, boron, one bond with chlorine, second bond and third bond. Okay, look, this is the central metal atoms and there isn't any lone pair of electron. And the previous point I told you that if we will not have any lone pair of electron on the central metal atom, so the geometry and the shape of that molecule will be the same. And here look, boron trichloride has a geometry trigonal and shape is as well as trigonal. Okay, so it means that both shapes and geometry are similar. This is very important points you people should keep in your mind, that when the lone pair of electron are absent on the central metal atom, so in that particular case the geometry and shape of the molecule will be the same. Dear viewers, hopefully you have got it. You have got it, the differences between the geometry of a molecules and shape of a molecules. Being a student of chemistry, it is very necessary to know about the difference between these two terminologies. So dear viewers, thanks a lot for watching the video. If you found it's beneficial for you, so make sure to subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon and drop down your precious comment. See you in the next editorial. Until that, bye bye, tata.